The CBS New York Book Club is taking you behind the scenes of how popular book series became the hottest show on television. It's the CBS program Tracker. It stars Justin Hartley as Coulter Shaw. The character is the creation of best-selling author Jeffery Deaver. Jeffrey joins us now. Welcome and congratulations on Tracker.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mary. I mean, I say it's rather humbling. I grew up in a very small town in the Midwest, and for me, like a big number of people was 15,000 to know that there are 18 million people tuning in to see a TV show based on a book I wrote. Well, it's humbling to say the least.
Well, Coulter Shaw made his first appearance in your book, The Never Game, from 2019. Then you wrote 3 more books about him. Tell us about the development process, especially as people are watching his character on television. What are we going to see?
I met with Ken Olin. I've known him for a long time. He's a producer, director of the show, a creator, really. And Justin Hartley and Ken's daughter, Roxy Olin, who's an actor and a producer as well. And they were very much in love with the concept of Coulter Shaw, who is the itinerant hero. I was, I grew up on characters like Shane from the TV show of my era, the 1960s. There was the Man with No Name, the Clint Eastwood character, and James Bond, like the loner hero. And I thought, well, I wanted to do an updated version of that, so I created Coulter Shaw. And when I met with Ken and Roxy and Justin, they were in love with the concept, but they didn't necessarily want to do the books themselves specifically. And for one thing, I've only written 4 books, and 4 books do not a 12-episode series make. So they took the idea behind Coulter and ran with it, which is, I think, what an adaptation should be.
Well, you're listed as an executive producer of the series. I wanted to ask you, are you consulted about the storylines? I mean, how involved are you in this?
Well, I did. Yes, of course, I've talked to the showrunner, Ben Winters, a writer, and some of the other folks. But basically, it's kind of an honorary position, although I have to say it gave me the opportunity to introduce myself to my family as a Hollywood mogul. And I feel that a certain sense of power. They of course turned their noses up at that and laughed, but it's kind of a fun thing to see my name on the screen.
Well, it's a well-deserved title. You have more plans for Coulter Shaw. A new book is coming out next year. Give us a hint about it. I'm so excited to hear about it.
Sure, and not to belabor the issue, but I write for my fans. My readers are gods to me, and I listen very carefully to what they want. And Coulter Shaw has taken off around the world, and then Lincoln Rhyme, the character from The Bone Collector, the novel, and the movies as well, they're in love with him. So I alternate. So next year we'll see Coulter Shaw in a book called South of Nowhere. And a year after that, there'll be a Lincoln Rhyme novel, as yet untitled and as yet unwritten. So I couldn't even give you a clue as to what it's about.
Oh, fantastic. So your last book, The Watchmaker's Hand, was a book club top 3 pick for us.
I was so honored by that. And I just talked up the show when I was in Italy on book tour last week and mentioned that it was one of the honors of I was promoting that book. Italy's about a year behind in translation, and they were in love with it. So you may get some Italian viewers. I hope so.
Oh, I love it. Wonderful. Benissimo. So you have a new book out now called Fatal Intrusion. Please tell us about this one.
This is so fascinating. I have always said I don't play well with others, meaning I like to sit in my dark room, maybe with a dog or 2 at my feet, and create my books. I love doing it. But a few years ago, I met a wonderful writer named Isabella Maldonado. I had blurbed her book, The Cipher, a book I cannot recommend highly enough. And we got to talking, said, what would it be like to co-write something? We'd never done it before, and we sat down and came up with a rough idea, and then we blocked it out. We sold the idea, and it's come out to great reviews. And I can't really say too much. It's all, as we know in the entertainment world, quite secretive. But we're in negotiations now, so that Fatal Intrusion, we hope, will be will appear on the small or big screen. See, I'm hedging a little bit there, but we hope it will appear soon.
We're so excited. So you have so much on your plate. Please tell us how you juggle this writing schedule in that deep, dark corner of yours.
with or without a dog. Well, I'll tell you, Mary, I'm very lucky in 2 regards. One, I love to write. I've written 50 novels, 100 short stories. I'm always at it because it's, well, for one thing, you'll never be bored if you're writing books, and I have kind of a low boredom tolerance. So I can, if I have a pen and paper or a computer, I can always work, always generating something. So that's number one. But number two, I was a business person for a long time. I was a Wall Street lawyer. And so I have a real sense of the business aspect of writing. And, you don't go to the drugstore and see an empty shelf and say, well, where's the toothpaste? And the clerk says, oh, well, I'm sorry, the manufacturer was not moved by the muse to create toothpaste this week. That doesn't work. You can't wait to be moved by the muse to write. Your readers want books. So I sit down and I write a book. I do probably 8, 10 hours a day, 5 or 6 days a week. It's just like any other job. I plan the book out ahead of time. I have a long outline, like a blueprint. Then I can write the book very quickly, and I'm always working on 2 things at the same time.
Jeffery Deaver, thank you so much for joining us. Or should we call you Hollywood mogul, Jeffery
Oh,
Deaver?
thank you.
It's been so
Mary,
nice to talk to you. All the best,
My
and
pleasure.
congrats on your success. And Tracker airs Sundays at 9 p.m. right here on CBS New York.